My wife sold our marriage for pocket change. I pulled one quiet thread. Want to watch everything unravel?
It's 2 in the morning, and I'm cleaning red liquid off the kitchen floor, and it's not mine. At least, not yet. The crimson stains have already started to set into the white tile grout. Elena always insisted on white everything in this house. White cabinets, white countertops, white lies. I scrub harder with the bleach-soaked rag, watching the pink foam swirl down the drain of my perfectly ordered life. Just tripped on the curb, silly me, she'd said 3 hours ago, stumbling through our front door like a drunk teenager. The bruise on her left arm was already turning purple, finger-shaped and fresh. Elena Warren, my wife of 8 years, marketing executive extraordinaire, liar of the highest caliber, right? And I'm a vegan. I've built houses for 15 years in the Dallas suburbs. Before that, I spent 6 years in the Army, learning how to read people, how to spot lies, how to stay calm when everything's falling apart. Elena thinks I'm just another suburban husband who comes home tired and doesn't ask questions. She's about to learn how wrong she is. Red liquid came out of her split lip. She tried to cover it with lipstick, but I've got eyes. When I asked about it, she got defensive, started yelling about how I never trust her, how I'm always suspicious. Classic deflection. Then she threw her wine glass at the wall and stormed upstairs. That's when I made the phone call. Miles Hartman, came the arrogant voice on the other end. Elena's boss, EO of Hartman Marketing Solutions. 48 years old, married with 2 kids, drives a BMW that costs more than most people's houses. This is Jack Warren, Elena's husband. We need to talk. About what? His tone shifted, got colder. About why my wife came home with your fingerprints on her arm and her mouth smeared red. Silence, then. So what if I hit her? What are you going to do about it, construction boy? The line went dead. I set the phone down carefully, my hands completely steady. Some people think anger makes you shake. In my experience, real rage makes you very, very still. I scrolled through my contacts and hit Tommy's number. Tommy Reeves, my oldest friend, runs a private security business, knows all kinds of interesting people, has access to all kinds of interesting information. Jack, it's late, man. Tommy, it's time. Time for what? Remember what you said about Miles Hartman when Elena got that promotion? About how you could ruin him in 24 hours if you wanted to? Yeah, I want to. By morning, Miles Hartman's company accounts were frozen pending an IRS audit. His wife had received anonymous photos of him with 3 different women, none of them Elena. The Dallas Morning News had received a tip about his illegal campaign contributions. His country club membership was under review for conduct unbecoming. I was drinking coffee on my back patio when Elena stumbled downstairs in her robe, checking her phone frantically. Jack, something's wrong at work. Miles isn't answering his phone, and there are reporters at the office. Huh, I said, turning the page of my newspaper. That's too bad. She stared at me, and for just a moment, I saw a flicker of fear in her eyes. Good, she should be afraid. Penny Martinez has been working at Murphy's Diner for 23 years, and she knows every secret in this town. She's got steel gray hair, sharp brown eyes, and the kind of smile that makes you want to confess your sins. When I walk in at 7 a.m. sharp, she's already pouring my coffee. You look like a man with something on his mind, Jack Warren. Just the usual morning thoughts, Penny. You know, work, weather, wondering why my wife's been having lunch at the Rosemont Motel every Thursday for the past 6 months. Penny's hand doesn't even twitch as she sets down my cup. Room 237. Always pays cash. Always leaves by 2:30 because she's got that standing appointment at the nail salon. You're a treasure, Penny. I'm a woman who pays attention. Your Elena thinks she's real clever, parking around back, wearing those big sunglasses. But housekeeping talks, Jack. Housekeeping always talks. I take a long sip of coffee. It's strong and bitter, just like the truth. What else does housekeeping say? They say she's not the only one. That man she's with, he's got a regular rotation. Different woman every day of the week. Monday's a redhead from his office. Tuesday's some young thing from the gym. Wednesday he takes off. Thursday's your Elena. Friday's a blonde who drives a Mercedes. My phone buzzes. Text from Elena. Working late tonight. Don't wait up. It's Thursday. Of course it is. Penny, you ever see a marriage fall apart up close? She refills my cup without being asked. Honey, I've seen everything fall apart up close. The trick is making sure you're the one holding the hammer when it drops. I drive to Elena's gym after breakfast. She keeps her membership card in her purse, but I know she hides a spare key to her locker in a magnetic box under her car's rear bumper. Paranoid about being locked out, always has been. It's one of the few honest things about her. The locker room is empty at 9 a.m. Elena's locker is neat and organized, just like everything else in her carefully constructed life. Workout clothes, protein bars, expensive shampoo, and there, tucked behind her spare running shoes, a second phone. The burner phone is cheap, basic, the kind you buy with cash at a gas station. I power it on and scroll through the messages. Most are from a contact labeled M. Can't wait to see you today. Wear the red dress. Transferred your bonus. Buy something pretty. Bonus. I screenshot everything and send the photos to my own phone, then power down the burner and put it back exactly where I found it. My next stop is Mrs. Pearson's house. Dorothy Pearson is 74 years old, lives alone since her husband died, and has nothing to do all day but watch the neighborhood through her front window. She's got binoculars, a notebook, and the dedication of a Cold War spy. Jack, how nice to see you. Come in, come in. I just made cookies. Her living room overlooks the entire street. She's got a perfect view of our house, and more importantly, our driveway. Mrs. Pearson, I need to ask you about something, and I need you to be completely honest with me. Of course, dear. What's troubling you? Have you noticed anything unusual about Elena's schedule lately? Different patterns, strange visitors, anything like that? She sets down her teacup and looks me straight in the eye. Jack, I've been wondering when you'd ask me that question. Your wife leaves every Thursday at 11:30 sharp, drives to the Rosemont Motel, and comes back around 3. She's been doing it for months. I wrote it all down. She hands me a small spiral notebook. Page after page of Elena's movements, times, dates, even license plate numbers of cars that visited when I wasn't home. I didn't want to interfere, Mrs. Pearson says quietly, but you're a good man, Jack. You deserve better than lies. That evening, Elena comes home at her usual time, acts like nothing's wrong. She kisses my cheek, asks about my day, starts dinner. The performance is flawless. If I didn't know better, I'd believe every word. How was work, I ask. Oh, the usual chaos. Miles is dealing with some kind of audit situation. Very stressful for everyone. I bet it is. Must be hard on you seeing your boss go through something like that. She pauses just for a second while chopping onions. Yes, well, these things happen in business. I'm sure it will all work out. I'm sure it will. After dinner, while Elena showers, I go through her purse. Behind her credit cards, I find a folded piece of paper. It's a deposit slip for a savings account I didn't know existed. The account has $47,000 in it. $47,000 that didn't come from her salary. I take a photo of the deposit slip and put everything back exactly as I found it. Then I sit in my chair and wait for Elena to come downstairs in her silk pajamas, ready to play the loving wife for another evening. You seem quiet tonight, she says, curling up next to me on the couch. Just thinking about work. We're starting a new development next week. Big project. That's wonderful, honey. I'm so proud of you. The lies come so easily to her. She's had years of practice. Elena's office building is all glass and steel, reaching toward the Dallas sky like a monument to ambition. I've been here exactly 3 times in 8 years of marriage. Once for her promotion party, once for the Christmas party, and once to pick her up when her car was in the shop. I was never invited to be part of this world. Today, I'm inviting myself. The elevator ride to the 15th floor gives me time to think about what I'm going to say. I could be subtle, diplomatic, give her a chance to explain, but Miles Hartman's voice echoes in my head. So what if I hit her? What are you going to do about it, construction boy? The elevator doors open and I step into Elena's world. Hartman Marketing Solutions takes up the entire floor. Expensive furniture, abstract art, the kind of place where people wear suits that cost more than my truck. The receptionist looks up with a practiced smile. Good morning. How can I help you? I'm here to see Elena Warren. I'm her husband. Oh, Mr. Warren. Elena's in the conference room with Mr. Hartman and the team. Let me just... Don't bother. I know where she is. I walk past the reception desk before she can stop me. The conference room has glass walls, so I can see Elena sitting at a long table with 6 other people, including Miles Hartman. She's wearing the red dress. I don't knock. Elena, 7 heads turn toward me. Elena's face goes white. Jack, what are you doing here? How's your arm, Elena? Or did Miles hit you somewhere new this time? The conference room goes dead silent. Miles Hartman stands up slowly, his face red with anger. You need to leave. Now. I need to leave? That's funny, coming from a man who can't keep his hands to himself. Elena jumps up, trying to get between us. Jack, please, not here. Let's go outside and talk. No, let's talk right here, in front of your colleagues. Tell them about your Thursday afternoon meetings, Elena. Tell them about the $47,000 in your secret account. Miles takes a step toward me. I'm calling security. Go ahead, call them. While you're at it, call your wife. Ask her how she liked those photos I sent her this morning. Miles stops moving. Elena grabs my arm, her fingers digging into my skin. Jack, please, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. You've been selling yourself to your married boss, and he's been paying you for it. The only thing I don't understand is why you stayed married to me while you were doing it. One of the other executives, a woman in her 50s, stands up and walks out of the room. Then another. Within 30 seconds, Elena and Miles are alone with me and one junior associate who looks like he wishes he was anywhere else. Get out, Miles says quietly. Get out before I have you arrested. For what? Telling the truth? Elena, does Miles know about the other men? Or does he think he's your only client? Elena's face crumbles. She starts crying, but they're not tears of sadness. They're tears of rage. You coward, you've ruined everything. No, Elena, you ruined everything. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it. I turn and walk out of the conference room, past the reception desk, past the elevator. I take the stairs, all 15 flights, because I need time to think about what comes next. By the time I reach the parking garage, my phone is buzzing with text messages from Elena. I don't read them. Instead, I drive to Tommy's office. Tommy Reeves runs his security business out of a converted warehouse in East Dallas. The sign outside just says Reeves Consulting, but everyone knows what he really does. Corporate investigations, background checks, the kind of work that requires asking questions people don't want to answer. Well, Tommy asks when I walk in. Phase 1 complete. Elena's career is probably over, and Miles is going to have some explaining to do to his board of directors. Good. What's phase 2? I need you to find out everything about Miles Hartman. Bank accounts, properties, business dealings, personal habits, everything. That's going to take time. We've got time. Elena thinks she can fix this, smooth it over, convince everyone it was all a misunderstanding. She's going to try to charm her way out of it. And you're going to let her? I'm going to let her try. While she's doing that, we're going to be getting ready for phase 3. Tommy grins. I like phase 3 already. That evening, Elena doesn't come home. At 9 p.m., she sends a text. Staying at Lizzie's tonight. We need to talk, but not when you're like this. Lizzie Chen is Elena's best friend, or at least the woman she calls her best friend. They've known each other since college, and Lizzie has always struck me as the kind of person who enjoys other people's drama a little too much. I text back. Take your time. I'll be here when you're ready to tell the truth. She doesn't respond. At 10 p.m., my doorbell rings. It's Detective Ray Renner, a guy I know from the gym. We've spotted each other on the bench press, shared a beer after workouts, talked about sports and weather and nothing important. Jack, mind if I come in? Sure, what's up? Ray looks around my living room like he's never seen it before, even though he's been here for barbecues and poker games. Got a call today. Someone reported a disturbance at Hartman Marketing. Your name came up. I went to see my wife at work, had a conversation with her and her boss. No law against that. No, there isn't. But Miles Hartman is claiming you threatened him. Miles Hartman is a liar. Ray nods slowly. Yeah, I figured. I've been waiting 3 years for someone to give me a reason to look into that guy. He's dirty, Jack. I know it. You know it. But I've never been able to prove it. What kind of dirty? The kind that involves young women, cash payments, and a lot of lawyers. If you're planning something, be careful. He's got connections. I'm not planning anything illegal, Ray. I didn't say illegal. I said be careful. There's a difference. After Ray leaves, I sit in my chair and think about Elena. 8 years of marriage, and I never really knew her. I thought I did. I thought she was ambitious but honest, driven but loyal. I thought she loved me. Maybe she did once. Or maybe I was just convenient, a stable husband to come home to while she built her real life somewhere else. My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. This isn't over, construction boy. I smile and text back. You're right, Miles. It's just getting started. Elena comes home Friday morning while I'm drinking coffee on the back patio. She looks like she hasn't slept. Her makeup smeared, her red dress wrinkled. The same red dress she wore to meet Miles yesterday, before I blew up her world. We need to talk, she says. I'm listening. She sits down across from me, and for a moment, she looks like the woman I married. Vulnerable, uncertain, human. Then she opens her mouth, and the illusion shatters. What you did yesterday was cruel and unnecessary. You humiliated me in front of my colleagues. I told the truth. If that humiliated you, maybe you should have thought about that before you started taking money to sleep with your boss. It's not that simple, Jack. You don't understand the pressure I'm under at work, the expectations, the competition. Miles has power over my career. So you decided to let him have power over your body too? Elena's face hardens. Don't you dare judge me. You have no idea what it's like to be a woman in that environment. You're right, I don't. But I know what it's like to be married to someone who lies to my face every single day. She tries a different approach, reaches across the table to touch my hand. Jack, I made mistakes. I know that. But we can fix this. We can go to counseling, work through it, start over. I pull my hand away. With what money, Elena? The $47,000 you've been hiding from me, or the salary you're about to lose when Hartman fires you? He's not going to fire me. He can't afford to. I know too much about his business dealings. You mean his illegal business dealings? The ones Detective Renner is very interested in hearing about? Elena goes very still. You talked to the police? Ray stopped by last night. Seems Miles called in a complaint about me threatening him. Funny thing is, Ray's been wanting an excuse to investigate Miles for years. Jack, you don't know what you're doing. Miles has lawyers, connections. He can destroy us both. He can try. Elena stands up, and I see the woman she's become over the past few years. Hard, calculating, willing to do anything to get what she wants. Fine, if that's how you want to play this, we'll play it your way. But don't expect me to make it easy for you. She goes upstairs and packs 2 suitcases. When she comes back down, she's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, looking more like the woman I married. It's another performance. I'll be staying at Lizzie's until we figure this out. Take your time. Jack? Yeah? I did love you. Maybe that doesn't matter now, but I want you to know that. If you loved me, you wouldn't have done this. She leaves without another word. I wait exactly 1 hour, then I change the locks. All of them. Front door, back door, garage, even the spare key hidden under the fake rock by the garden. Elena made her choice when she decided to betray our marriage. Now she gets to live with the consequences. Next, I call our bank and remove Elena's name from our joint checking account. I can't touch her individual accounts, but I can make sure she can't drain our shared money. The balance is transferred to a new account in my name only. Then I call our credit card companies and cancel Elena's cards. All of them. By noon, Elena's calling me from Lizzie's house. Jack, my credit cards aren't working. That's because I canceled them. You can't do that. I just did. You want to play financial games with secret accounts and cash payments? Let's see how you like it when the shoe's on the other foot. This is ridiculous. I need access to money. You've got $47,000 in your secret account. That should last you a while. That money it's complicated. I bet it is. She hangs up on me. Saturday morning, I drive to the Rosemont Motel. It's a seedy place on the edge of town, the kind of motel that rents rooms by the hour and doesn't ask questions. The desk clerk is reading a magazine and doesn't look up when I walk in. I need to ask you about one of your regular customers, room 237, Thursday afternoons. Now he looks up. He's young, maybe 25, with greasy hair and suspicious eyes. We don't talk about our customers. I put a $100 bill on the counter. I'm not asking you to talk. I'm asking you to listen. The money disappears into his pocket. The woman who comes here on Thursdays, she's my wife. The man she meets is her boss. I have photos, recordings, bank records. When this all comes out in court, and it will come out, you're going to be asked to testify about what you've seen. The clerk shifts uncomfortably. Look, man, I just work here. I know, and I'm not blaming you for anything. But when the lawyers come asking questions, remember that lying under oath is a felony. I leave another 100 on the counter for your trouble. Sunday afternoon, I get an unexpected visitor. Lizzie Chen stands on my front porch, looking nervous and angry at the same time. Jack, we need to talk. About what? About Elena. About what you're doing to her. I let her in, curious to hear what Elena has told her best friend. She's devastated, Jack. She made a mistake, but she loves you. Can't you forgive her? What exactly did she tell you? Lizzie sits on my couch, the same couch where Elena and I used to watch movies together and back when I thought our marriage was real. She told me about Miles, about the affair. She knows it was wrong, but she was trapped. He threatened to fire her if she didn't do what he wanted. And the money? The $47,000? Was that also because she was trapped? Lizzie blinks. What money? Elena didn't mention the secret bank account, the cash payments, the fact that she's been essentially working as a Zex worker for the past 6 months. That's not, Elena wouldn't, Elena would, and Elena did. She's been lying to you too, Lizzie, just like she's been lying to me. I show Lizzie the photos from Elena's burner phone, the bank records, the deposit slips. I watch her face change as she realizes how thoroughly Elena has been deceiving everyone. Oh my God, she whispers. Yeah, oh my God. Lizzie leaves without saying goodbye. An hour later, Elena calls me, screaming. How dare you show those photos to Lizzie? You had no right. I had every right. She came here defending you, thinking you were some kind of sufferer. I just showed her the truth. She kicked me out, Jack. I have nowhere to go. You should have thought about that before you decided to destroy our marriage. Please, Jack, I'm begging you. I'll do anything to fix this. Anything? Yes, anything. Tell me the truth. All of it. How long has this been going on? How many men? How much money? Silence. That's what I thought, I say and hang up. Elena's about to learn that destroying a marriage has consequences, and I'm just getting started. Monday morning brings news that makes me smile for the first time in days. Tommy calls at 7 a.m., barely able to contain his excitement. Jack, you're not going to believe what I found. Try me. Miles Hartman isn't just cheating on his wife and paying for Zex. He's been embezzling from his own company. I've got bank records showing transfers to offshore accounts, fake invoices, the whole 9 yards. This guy is looking at serious federal time. How serious? 20 years serious, maybe more. I sit up in bed, suddenly wide awake. Can you prove it? I can prove it 6 ways from Sunday. The question is, what do you want to do with the information? I want to destroy him. I was hoping you'd say that. By 9 a.m., I'm sitting in Detective Renner's office with a manila folder full of evidence. Bank records, transaction histories, email printouts, everything Tommy could dig up about Miles Hartman's financial crimes. Jesus Christ, Jack, where did you get all this? Does it matter? Ray flips through the documents, his eyes getting wetter with each page. This is enough to put him away for decades. The FBI is going to want to talk to you. I'm ready to talk, but I want something in return. What? I want Elena to testify against him. She knows about the money, the offshore accounts, all of it. She's been helping him hide his crimes. You want to send your own wife to prison? I want justice, Ray. Elena made her choice when she decided to become a criminal. Ray leans back in his chair, studying me. You know, I've seen a lot of men in your situation over the years. Most of them just want their wives back, even after something like this. You're different. Most men don't have wives who sell themselves for money. Fair point. By noon, the FBI has raided Hartman Marketing Solutions. Miles is arrested at his country club, dragged away in handcuffs while his golf buddies watch in shock. The local news crews are there within an hour, broadcasting his perp walk to the entire Dallas metro area. Elena calls me from the FBI field office. Jack, they want me to testify against Miles. They say if I cooperate, they might not charge me as an accomplice. Sounds like a good deal. I need a lawyer. Can you help me? You've got $47,000, Elena. Hire your own lawyer. That money is evidence now. They froze the account. Then I guess you should have thought about that before you became a criminal. She starts crying. Jack, please. I know I hurt you, but I'm still your wife. No, you're not. You stopped being my wife the first time you took money to sleep with another man. Now you're just a woman I used to know. I hang up and call my own lawyer. Divorce papers will be filed by the end of the week. Tuesday evening, I'm working in my garage when Elena shows up. She looks terrible. Unwashed hair, wrinkled clothes. the haunted look of someone who's lost everything. She's been staying at a cheap motel since Lizzie kicked her out. Jack, we need to talk. I don't think we do. Please, 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I let her into the garage. She sits on my workbench, looking around at the tools and half-finished projects, the normal life she threw away for money and excitement. I testified against Miles today, she says quietly. Good. He's going to prison for a very long time. 25 years, maybe more. Also good. Jack, I want you to know that I never meant for any of this to happen. It started small, just dinners and drinks, and then it escalated, and before I knew it, I was in too deep to get out. You could have gotten out any time, Elena. You could have told me, asked for help, done the right thing. Instead, you chose to keep lying. I was scared. Of what? Of losing everything, my job, my reputation, my marriage. So instead, you decided to destroy all of those things anyway? She doesn't have an answer for that. Elena, I want you to understand something. This isn't just about the affair. It's about the lies, the deception, the complete betrayal of everything we built together. You didn't just cheat on me. You turned our entire marriage into a fraud. I know. Do you? Do you really? Because I don't think you understand what you've done to me. I don't think you understand that I can never trust another woman again because of you. I don't think you understand that you've poisoned every good memory we ever had together. Elena starts crying again, and this time, the tears look real. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this, Elena. Sorry doesn't give me back the 8 years I wasted believing your lies. She slides off the workbench and walks toward the door, then stops. What happens now? Now you face the consequences of your choices. The FBI might not charge you if you keep cooperating, but that's not up to me. The divorce will be final in 6 months. You'll get half of whatever's left after the legal fees. And us? Is there any chance? There is no us, Elena. There hasn't been an us for a long time. I was just too stupid to see it. She nods and walks out of my garage, out of my life, forever. 6 months later, I'm standing in the courthouse watching Elena sign the final divorce papers. She looks older, thinner, worn down by months of legal proceedings and public humiliation. The FBI decided not to charge her in exchange for her testimony, but her career in marketing is over. No one will hire a woman who was involved in a federal embezzlement case. Miles Hartman was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. His wife divorced him and took half of everything he hadn't already stolen. His company collapsed, and dozens of employees lost their jobs. The ripple effects of his crimes touched hundreds of lives. Elena gets half of our assets as agreed. After legal fees and debts, it comes to about $60,000. Enough to start over if she's careful. She takes the money and moves to Houston, where no one knows her story. I keep the house, my business, and my self-respect. The day the divorce is finalized, I drive to Murphy's Diner. Penny pours my coffee without being asked and sits down across from me. How are you holding up, Jack? Better than I expected. You did the right thing, you know. A lot of men would have just looked the other way, pretended it wasn't happening. I'm not a lot of men. No, you're not. I take a sip of coffee and think about the future. For the first time in months, it doesn't look completely bleak. Penny, can I ask you something? Shoot, in all your years working here, watching marriages fall apart, have you ever seen anyone come back from something like this? Really come back, I mean, not just staying together, but actually being happy again? Penny considers the question for a long moment. Honestly, no. Once the trust is broken like that, it's broken forever, but I've seen people build new lives, find new happiness with someone else. The trick is not letting the betrayal turn you bitter. Am I bitter? You're angry and you have every right to be. But bitter? No. Bitter men don't fight back the way you did. They just give up. 3 months later, I'm at a barbecue at Tommy's house when I meet Sarah. She's a teacher, divorced, has 2 kids, and a laugh that makes me remember why I used to believe in love. We talk for hours about books, travel, the challenges of starting over in your 40s. When she asks about my ex-wife, I tell her the truth, all of it. I expect her to run, but instead she nods thoughtfully. My ex-husband had a gambling addiction, she says. Lost our house, our savings, everything. I know what it's like to discover that the person you trusted most has been lying to you for years. How do you get past it? You don't get past it. You get through it. And then you decide whether you're going to let it define the rest of your life. 6 months after that, Sarah and I are planning a wedding, Small, simple, just family and close friends. Tommy's my best man. Penny is catering the reception at the diner. The night before the wedding, I drive past my old house, Elena's and my house. The new owners have painted it blue and planted roses in the front yard. It looks happy, lived in, the way it never did when Elena and I lived there. I think about Elena sometimes, wonder if she's found peace in Houston, if she's learned anything from the destruction she caused. I hope she has, for her own sake. But I don't think about her often, and when I do, it doesn't hurt anymore. Sarah and I build a new house on the other side of town. It has white cabinets because Sarah likes them, but this time, the white represents a fresh start instead of a lie. Miles Hartman is still in federal prison. He'll be there for a long time. Elena remarried last year, according to Lizzie, who called to tell me the news. Her new husband is a mechanic, a good man who doesn't know about her past. I hope she's learned to be honest with him. I hope she's learned that love without trust is just an elaborate lie. As for me, I learned that sometimes the only way to save yourself is to destroy the life you thought you wanted. I learned that revenge, when it's justified and measured, can be a form of justice. I learned that starting over at 43 is possible, even when you think your life is ruined. Most importantly, I learned that some people will lie to you, betray you, and destroy everything you've built together. But that doesn't mean you have to let them destroy you. The hammer dropped on Elena's lies, on Miles's crimes, on the elaborate fraud that my marriage had become, and when the dust settled, I was still standing. That's the thing about hammers. They're tools of destruction, but they're also tools of construction. You can use them to tear down what's broken and build something better in its place. I chose to build. The end.